Hello, I'm Heather McGraw reporting for the Illinois Central College Harbinger. The animal rights group PETA has started a campaign against ICC for what they say are the cruel and deadly animal experiments taking place in their anatomy and physiology classes. We hit campus to talk to students about their thoughts on the issue.
I'm not an expert on the source, but I've heard things about PETA, specifically that they have a penchant for creating situations where there are none and things have been exaggerated. I think the situation should be looked into and monitored, but overall I think it's necessary for lab work to dissect animals, and as long as regulations and standards, certain regulations and standards are being met, that it's necessary and should keep happening.
First of all, I never heard of anything like this. I mean, I dissected a rat in zoology class, but it was dead before I was born. It had the date stamp on the rat. It was kind of gross. But with the Facebook thing, I read the whole 5 pages on the discussion board, and it seemed like PETA had a lot more hard research about it. But I think that with the whole issue here at the school, I think it would be better to stop whatever they're doing that's harming the animals, because it sounds like there's benefits to stopping that, especially with our budget crisis. It sounds like it's a lot cheaper to stop doing the live animals, which would be a very good thing considering that we can use that money saved towards other things.
Simply, if people have a problem with working with live animals, then they shouldn't work with live animals, and it, I guess, should be optional. If there's an alternative, then some students should be able to use that alternative. I guess it's really an opinion piece, but if the animals are sedated, then it wouldn't cause any harm to them.
Well, if PETA does not like this issue, and if ICC doesn't like this issue, then they could resort to latex frogs or possibly taxiderming their old frogs and using those.
I personally think that PETA's They need to concentrate on more important issues. We've got situations with animals that's unethical, with like the recent Gulf oil spill destroying wetlands, which are, an endangered land form as it is. We're doing things within a science curriculum here, and if you go to a 4-year college and university, I mean, they're going to do the same type of things. And this school is supposed to prepare you for a 4-year university, so we should be doing some of the same things that we do at a 4-year university. And there is nothing wrong with this. It's science. They're bred for that specific purpose, and it's not like we're just going out and grabbing random frogs off the ground, coming in and dissecting them. It's something that's bred for that specific purpose. It's not affecting the populations at all, but we've got things like this recent Gulf oil spill that is encroaching on wetlands. We look at things like the Exxon Valdez, how much wildlife actually died. We're concentrating on issues that don't really matter and looking away from the issues that we should be impacted by.
Like most students, I probably don't have a very strong opinion on this. I mean, so far PETA hasn't done anything extremist. They're known for it though, so that can be a bit worrisome. But what are schools doing with these frogs? I mean, you've got to be able to learn from experience one way or another. And you learn this better than you could from a textbook. I mean, some of these people are probably going pre-med or veterinarian, and they're going to have to know how to cut open an animal, see what drugs do what. And for PETA's sake, I mean, if some of these students become veterinarians, wouldn't you rather them be able to kill a couple frogs and then save hundreds of animals?
I think it's fine that we're experimenting on animals, even if they're alive. It's a way to understand their anatomy in class, if their organs are still working, and if they're knocked out and sedated. It's kind of very similar to when you knock out a fish with a hammer. It may be still alive, but then you're going to kill it and open it up from inside and take its meat. So, and again, it's just a frog, or if it's a rat. And it's not like we're going to run out of rats and frogs. There's lots of them, trust me. And I know PETA really cares about every single animal, but if it helps people understand animals better in the long run, then I don't really see it really being a problem. It's kind of just science, I guess.